Hey Watch fam, and welcome to another episode of Basically Watches. In this video, we're going to look at the Dan Henry 1964 GT, the Panda dial chronograph. This is part 2 of the Affordable Alternatives short video that I posted a few weeks back, where I showcase two affordable alternatives to the Tudor Panda dial chronograph that was released recently at Watches and Wonders. But before we jump into the review of this watch, if this is our first time meeting, my name is Oswin and welcome to the channel. I created this channel to share my love and passion for watches, and the goal of this channel is to create a highly engaged community of watch enthusiasts where we can share our love and passion for watches, and particularly focus on affordable yet high quality timepieces. So if this is something that resonates with you, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And to those that have subscribed to the channel so far, thank you, it means a lot. We just hit a major milestone on the channel where I reached my first 100 subscribers. And for that, I am really grateful. I try and read and respond to all the comments and feedback that I received on the channel, so please do keep it coming because it really encourages me and motivates me to keep going. And finally, if you do know friends and family that enjoy content like this, please do share this channel with them as well. And now, without further ado, let's flip perspectives and look at the Dan Henry 1964 GT, the Panda dial chronograph. Here is the watch we're looking at today, the Dan Henry 1964 Gran Turismo chronograph in the Panda dial. As always, let's start with a bit of background. Dan Henry watches were created by serious watch collector Dan Henry in 2016. He is and has been collecting and studying watches for over 30 years. During this time, Dan Henry bought and sold over 1,500 watches, and his passion for horology drew a lot of interest from fellow watch enthusiasts. He spent countless hours at flea markets and auctions buying watches for himself or for others. He also runs a dedicated website called timeline.watch, which features watches from each decade and year. If you are a bit of a watch nerd like me, then I highly recommend checking timeline.watch. You could spend countless hours on there reading up about watches all the way from the early 1900s. Some, if not most of the watches on the website are from his personal collection. The vintage watches he acquired received a lot of interest from fellow watch enthusiasts. However, some of them were so rare and expensive, all he could do was share pictures with them. Having identified this gap in the world of watch collecting, Dan Henry decided to launch Dan Henry Watches with the goal of making beautiful vintage style watches such as the one he was lucky enough to own, but make it accessible to fellow watch enthusiasts. All the watches in their lineup are inspired from vintage watch designs, but are super affordable. This also makes it very accessible to watch enthusiasts who love that vintage look and feel, but don't want the hassles that come with acquiring and owning and maintaining a vintage watch. In terms of the packaging, it came in this standard cardboard outer box with this foam inside, which keeps this inner case nice and snug. And here's the inner case that it came in. It's a really cool, nice cylindrical looking inner case with the Dan Henry logo on it. Probably one of the most impressive packaging in terms of micro brands that I've seen. And it came with this travel watch roll, which is made out of canvas and has a leather lining inside. So that's what it looks like. I'll just quickly show you what's inside. So it comes with this extra beads of rice bracelet, and this is the original strap it came on. It's quite nice, soft and supple. I took it out because I wanted a different look on the watch, but yeah, it's this is the strap that it came on, and it's got this quick release spring bars. And let's have a look at what else. And it's got the warranty card here with that Dan Henry logo. It comes with a standard 12-month warranty. So yeah, pretty cool. You get that bonus travel roll as well there. Before we jump into the review of the watch itself and cover what I like and don't like about it, I thought I'd quickly cover the specs and pricing of the watch. So this particular watch retails for $269 US, and I've rarely ever seen them go on sale. Having said that, if you're lucky, you may be able to find a discount code somewhere on the web. Now coming to the specs, it measures in at 38 millimeters in diameter, that is the case, and is made out of stainless steel. It's got a case height, a thickness of 12.9 millimeters, which is largely due to the double domed glass. It's got a case length, lug to lug, of 44.7 millimeters and a strap lug width of 19 millimeters. The original strap that it came with, the leather strap that is, it tapers down to 16 millimeters at the buckle. And that's the same with the beads of rice bracelet, the stainless steel bracelet that it came with as well. So 19 down to 16. In terms of the case back, it's got a standard enclosed case back made out of stainless steel, and it features that beautiful Aston Martin DB5 embossed on the back there. It's got the typical specs listed on the back, so the model number, it's got a 50 meter water resistance, and it features a Seiko VK63 Mecha Quartz movement. The dial is a beautiful silver dial, and it's got a blued chrono hand. Let me just trigger that for you to show you what that looks like. So yeah, you can see that nice sweeping hand action that's largely attributed to that Seiko VK63 movement. It's got these lovely pump style chrono pushers, and on the crown it's got that Dan Henry logo embossed there as well. The dial is very symmetrical, and it features 3 subdials at the 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock position, and it's got a very minimalist dial in terms of writing, just a Dan Henry logo at the top. The subdial at the 3 o'clock position represents the 24-hour scale, so whether it's AM or PM. The subdial at the 6 o'clock position represents the second hand, and the subdial at the 9 o'clock position represents the chrono function. It's got a 60-minute chronograph function. And on the inner side of the dial, it's got that tachymeter there. So it doesn't have an outer bezel, but the tachymeter is on the inside of the dial. The glass, it's a mineral glass, so it's a double domed mineral glass with anti-reflective coating, and it's got a sapphire coating as well. So it's not sapphire crystal, but it's got sapphire coating, which offers some degree of scratch resistance and comes with a 12-month warranty. Now that we've covered the specs and pricing of the watch, I thought it'd be a good idea to show you what the lume on this looks like. Let me quickly switch off the lights to show you what that looks like. So as you can see here, the hour hand, minute hand, and some of the indices are lumed. It's not the best and brightest lume in the world, but it's still pretty functional. And I like that the lume at the 12 o'clock position, it's got those double dots that quickly indicates to you where the 12 o'clock position is. So how does this wear on the wrist? Here's a preview to show you what it looks like on my 7.25 inch wrist. It is a very versatile watch, and it's perfect for the weekends, casual gathering, business environment, and can even be worn in a suit. Despite its 12.9mm height, I think it would look okay on a business shirt or a suit, and it does hug the wrist nicely thanks to that angular lugs that it's got there. So I think it would look okay on a suit as well. It would slip under the cuff quite easily. I will do a wrist preview with a shirt to show you what that looks like as well. And here's a wrist preview to show you what it looks like on a shirt with a suit. So as you can see, it very easily slips under the cuff, so would be perfect in a business environment or even a formal environment. What do I like about this watch? For starters, for a $269 watch, it's got a lot to offer. Similar to Hoffman watches, it looks a lot more expensive than it is, and I've received numerous compliments every time I wore it. People are always curious about where I got it from. It's aesthetically good looking. It's got a very balanced dial with the subdials evenly distributed at 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock and the 9 o'clock position. Now this particular model comes with a date and a no date function. I chose the no date function because I like that balanced symmetrical look on the dial. Sometimes when you have that date function, it sort of breaks that balance and symmetry, because if you follow the dial around, it sort of creates that break in the design, which is why I chose the no date option. As I mentioned earlier, this double dome mineral glass has sapphire coating and anti-reflective coating. This sapphire coating does offer some degree of scratch resistance. In the 3 years that I've owned it, I've never picked up any scratches on it, so I guess it works quite well. The chrono pushers on this one feel nice and crisp, and that's largely attributed to that Seiko VK63 movement. So if you saw that there, it snaps back nice and cleanly to 0 when you reset it. So let me trigger that again, and you see it's got that beautiful sweeping style hand action there, which sort of gives it that mechanical look and feel, which is what I like about it. Similar to Hoffman watches as well, the original strap that it came with, it features a quick release spring bar, which is quite nice. So basically you just push it down like that and you should be able to slide it quite easily, which makes strap changing a breeze and no special tools needed. What don't I like about it? Well, one of the things that I quite often read on the forums was the legibility on this dial. Particularly with the Panda dials, being a silver dial and the silver hands, there's not enough contrast, so sometimes it can be a bit difficult to read the time. Personally, I haven't found it to be an issue, but I know on several forums this was one of the complaints, that the legibility tends to be an issue, particularly on Panda dials. The other thing that I'm not a fan of is the odd strap lug width of 19 millimeters. So as I mentioned, it's got a 19 millimeter strap that it came with. I wish they just made it an 18 or a 20, because 19 sometimes tends to be a bit difficult to find, particularly if you're looking for quick release style straps. It is getting a lot better now. There's a lot of aftermarket watch companies that make 19 and 21 millimeters, so the odd sort of lug width straps. But yeah, at the time when I was looking, I couldn't find, and I ended up putting it on a 20 millimeter strap, as you can see there. This particular one's from Watch Gecko. I had to squeeze it in because it didn't fit. Obviously the 19, fitting a 20 on a 19, it wasn't too hard, but yeah, it just needed a bit of effort. The Beads of Rice bracelet that it came with as well doesn't feature a quick release spring bar, so I wish they did that in a quick release style as well, because getting this in and out, swapping it over can be a bit tricky. I mean, you need a special spring bar tool anyway, but it is a bit of effort to get this in and out. So who's this watch for? Similar to the Hoffman watch, which I featured in part 1, I think this watch is perfect for someone who is looking for a Panda dial chronograph but is on a tight budget. It looks good, it feels good, and it fetches a lot of compliments. It has beautiful vintage proportions, and with a 38mm diameter, it makes it versatile for both men and women. I would actually recommend the Dan Henry watch over the Hoffman watch for the following reasons. It's very versatile and gender neutral. For an extra $50, you get an additional bracelet, a watch roll which is perfect for travel, cooler packaging, and the backstory of purchasing a watch designed by a renowned watch collector who has meticulously designed these watches and ensures the highest quality control. I read somewhere that when Dan Henry first started Dan Henry watches, he would personally fly down to the factories in China and inspect the watches himself. To me, that speaks volumes about a business owner, a brand, and demonstrates nothing but passion and a quest for perfection. All in all, it's a fun watch at an affordable price point and offers much better value than some of the other fashion brand watches out there. So that's pretty much it in terms of the review, guys. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, you know what to do. Smash that like button.
Do it. Do it.
And please do also let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of Dan Henry watches? Is this something you'd consider buying? Or if you've bought one before, what your experience has been with the brand so far? I know Dan Henry watches are rated quite highly amongst watch enthusiasts, and for good reason. They make great watches. So yeah, leave a comment in the comment section below telling me what your experience has been with the brand, or if you're considering buying one. I'd love to know either way. Until next time, bye for now.